arrangements. A number of ECHR and ECJ cases that I'm very pleased to say have given strong backing to data protection. Data protection used to have very weak protection at the Strasbourg level. But some recent cases, Amman against Switzerland and Hotaru against Romania, have confirmed that data protection is strongly protected by the European Convention. That means it's also strongly protected in European Union law in principle, and it means that we'll be able to fight these pretty bad proposals that are being made, but it's going to take a long time. So very good and very interesting cases. You can find them in a study I did for the UK Information Commissioner on privacy and law enforcement. And I did a chapter in it called The Legal Framework, and I described these cases if you want to read them up further. So there we are. The assessment: the current EU rules relating to anti-terrorist measures seriously fail to meet ECHR and EU data protection principles. The EU citizen is stripped before the eyes of the third pillar authorities. The European Surveillance Society is not a democratic society. The Council's third pillar measures threaten the most fundamental values in a democratic society. They are undemocratic, they don't allow for accountability. And the EU is doing the European ideal a serious disservice by undermining democracy and the rule of law. That is a pretty sad judgment and quite a strong one, but I'm afraid I'll have to stand by it. And now my final point, and sorry if I overran a bit, and that is that these issues will create extremely serious legal problems between the Member States and the European Union. That is something on which I already wrote something in 1985 about Europol. The problem is that there are some I'm very happy with it, that some countries give data protection a very high constitutional status, in particular Germany. Yeah? Those of you who study law, European Union, European Community law, will have heard of the Zolange decisions, Zolange 1 and Zolange 2, in which there was a battle, if you like, between the Constitutional Court in Karlsruhe in Germany and the court in Luxembourg. And the response of the court in Luxembourg was, we will always give the same level of protection to human rights as any of the member states gives under its own constitution. That was marvelous. You know? But it applied in the first pillar. If you start taking measures in the third pillar that affect people's fundamental rights, the same issue will come back. And when, I think it was the Maastricht Treaty was agreed, a German went to the Constitutional Court again and challenged the treaty. And the Constitutional Court in Germany ruled that the treaty was acceptable. And everybody sighed a big sigh, hurrah, we can go ahead with it. But if you read the judgment carefully, it says it's only acceptable because the treaty itself does not impose any restrictions on any fundamental rights of any citizen. But if measures are taken in the third pillar that do impact on the rights of an individual citizen that are protected by the German Constitution, we, the German constitutional judges, again reserve the right we said we had in Zolange 1. Sorry if I get too technical for the non-lawyers. And it means we will be able to reassert those constitutional rights over and above the European rulings. And I can see that happening. I really can see that. I hope in a way that it will happen. That somebody will challenge some of the measures that are taken in the third pillar before the Constitutional Court in Germany. You could do something similarly in Austria, perhaps in Italy, and challenge them as being contrary to the European Convention, to the German Constitution, and or go to Strasbourg. The problem with Strasbourg, and I've gone there, is that it takes forever. Hey, this is marvelous. Okay, I think I will leave it at this. Thank you very much, and sorry I went over the time.
It's time. It's coffee and tea.
I've never been smoked like this.